Welcome to week 8 of your TPLO recovery guide. And guess what? You're at the finish line, or at least at your surgeon's finish line. So this week I want to talk to you about walk times as well as some exercises. I'm going to give you a bonus exercise this week and a little bit about what to expect after week 8 and you've had your x-ray and you're good to go. So with that, let's get going. Most of the patients that I see at week 8, their bone will probably be about 80 to 90% healed. The younger you are, typically the faster the bone will heal. And just remember that as far as the surgeon goes, once he has a successful surgery, he sends you on your way and you're supposed to figure out what's supposed to happen after that. But don't you worry, I got your back, because I'm going to have a week 9 and beyond. And also, if your vet by some chance says to you, okay, you've got another 3-4 weeks of restrictions because the bone hasn't healed as much as he'd like to see, don't worry about that. It doesn't mean you have to go back to square one. It just means that your dog's bone is a little slower to heal. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all heal at different rates and times. This week, your walk times can be about 35 minutes, 40 minutes. If your dog seems to be doing really well, 45 minutes. And as you might have guessed, I'm kind of a little bit laid back with this because I really look at the dog in front of me. And if your dog seems to be doing well, and as I've mentioned before in other videos, if you think your dog is more sore following an increase in walk or new exercises, then you may want to reel it back a bit if after 24 hours the limping is not gone. What Ben and I suggest this week for exercises is, number 1, we're going to follow up with your Speedups. I really like the Speedups that we did a few weeks ago. We talked about doing 10 seconds of speeding up. So what we're going to do is increase the length of time that we jog or speed up our dog. So if you're doing 10 seconds, increase it to 20 seconds or 30 seconds. And you can also increase the number of repetitions. So if you're only doing 1 speed up on a walk, you can increase to 2 and then to 3. And the reason for this, and the reason it's so important, is because once you get the go-ahead from your surgeon, he's going to tell you to, let your dog go back to its normal routine. Well, if your dog has not been doing any kind of explosive movements, i.e. speeding up, and you go to do that, you don't want your dog to pull a muscle, because that will probably look similar to the knee issue, and then you're going to be worried about, did I do something, which you probably didn't do something wrong. So why not do it now? The next exercise, and I can't see your dogs at home, but I'm sure he's probably done this once or twice, and that's a-okay. But the next exercise is going to be jumping up for a treat. So what does jumping up for a treat look like? Your dog is standing, and you're going to get him to jump. There, jump up. Oh, good boy. So why are we doing this? Well, your dog's going to do it anyway. So I want your dog, because he's going to jump up. And just so you know, I'm not lifting him, I'm just preventing him from sitting. Usually when they're on the ground, they won't sit, but when he's up on here, he thinks he wants to sit. So what you're doing is getting your dog to put a little bit more explosive movement into those back legs. Again, like last week we had your front legs on the pillow. This week we've got him just jumping up and putting more weight on the back and bending the knees so that he is doing a little bit more of an explosive motion. So you can also add to that is have him sit and then jump up. Good. Good boy. Jump up for a treat. If your dog is not sitting squarely, this may be very difficult because he won't be able to jump up. But Benjamin, Costa. No, sir. So if he's sitting square, he can do this. Good boy. And the object, there we go. You can see how strong his little back legs are. If your dog is not sitting square, it's going to be super hard for them to be able to jump up, and they may not be able to. But what you may find is that they will start to tuck in the surgical leg to be able to get that treat. And if your dog can't do it, no worries, just have it a little bit like this. Start with that. But this is really, really a great exercise. Here you go, Jake, for your dog, to start getting them to square up in the back, using the glutes, you know, those bad boys, and the quads. And also it's kind of fun because there's a treat involved. So the last thing I want to talk to you about today is swimming. So most vets will not want your dog to do swimming in the first, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Some vets will say 6 months. I don't necessarily agree with that. But the reason they don't want your dog swimming is because, yes, it's a great thing to do, but many dogs, when they're in the water, what are they doing? They're doing this with the back leg, pretending this is a knee, or this, beep, beep, beep. And what can happen, and what I have seen happen many times, is a dog getting patellar tendonitis, which is not easy to get rid of, and it makes it look like the actual surgery is not gone well, and it's typically not the surgery, it's the tendon that goes over the stifle joint that is inflamed, and it's a bugger. Did I say that? Yeah, I said it. It's a bugger to get rid of, so you don't want that. But once the bone is close to being fully healed or fully healed, I think swimming is a great thing for your dog to do. So if you want to take your dog swimming, but just remember, just like your leash walks, don't let your dog go swimming and do a half an hour of chasing a ball in the water or whatever, especially if you have a lab that loves the water. Make sure you start with maybe 5 minutes and then go to 10 minutes, just gradual, because you just don't want to have to deal with any sore muscles or patellar tendonitis, just in case. Thanks for watching, take care, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe.